The scream of fighter jets cuts through the morning air. F-16s streak across an ancient temple, and Southeast Asia holds its breath as two nations edge toward war. This isn't just another border skirmish. This is Thailand and Cambodia, locked in their deadliest confrontation in over a decade. F-16 fighter jets have dropped bombs on Cambodian soil. 16 people are dead. Over 100,000 have fled their homes, and the United Nations Security Council is meeting in emergency session. But how did two neighboring countries that share trade, culture, and history reach this breaking point? The answer lies in a century-old map, a 1,000-year-old temple, and political leaders playing with fire. Perched on a cliff 500 meters above the Cambodian plains stands Preah Vihear Temple. Built over 1,000 years ago, this Hindu monument has become the epicenter of modern warfare. In 1962, the International Court of Justice awarded the temple to Cambodia. Thailand never fully accepted this ruling. For 6 decades, this ancient sanctuary has been a source of national humiliation for Thai nationalists and a symbol of sovereignty for Cambodia. Everything traces back to 1907. French colonial administrators drew a line on a map separating French Cambodia from Siam. That line would haunt Southeast Asia for over a century. Cambodia uses this colonial map as gospel truth. Thailand calls it colonial fiction. Neither side will budge. The result? A 508-mile border riddled with disputed territories, each one a potential spark for war. May 28, 2025, a routine border patrol turns deadly. Shots ring out in a contested patch of jungle. When the smoke clears, one Cambodian soldier lies dead. Both sides claim self-defense. Both sides blame the other for firing first. What should have been contained becomes the fuse that lights a regional powder keg. July brings a new horror. Thai soldiers step on landmines. 2 men lose their legs. Thailand accuses Cambodia of planting fresh mines on Thai soil. Cambodia denies it. Trust evaporates completely. The border becomes a minefield of suspicion and explosive tension. Every step could trigger not just a mine, but a war. June 2025. Thailand's Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra makes a private call to Cambodia's former leader Hun Sen. She calls him uncle. She criticizes her own military. Someone records the conversation, someone leaks it. Nationalist fury explodes across Thailand. The Prime Minister is suspended. Her coalition government crumbles. Personal relationships become political weapons. For 38 years, Hun Sen ruled Cambodia with an iron fist. Officially, he stepped down in 2023. Unofficially, he still pulls the strings as Senate President. His son, Hun Manet, may be Prime Minister, but Hun Sen remains the real power. He's 72 years old, but his appetite for political warfare hasn't diminished. Every provocation, every escalation bears his fingerprints. July 11, 2025. Cambodia's parliament passes a constitutional amendment. The government can now strip citizenship from anyone accused of collaborating with foreign enemies. Opposition figures with dual citizenship suddenly become stateless. Critics call it authoritarian overreach. Hun Manet kaldt det patriotisk nødvendighed. The legal foundations of opposition disappear with a single vote. Thailand's military dwarfs Cambodia's. 360,000 active personnel versus 200,000. $5.7 billion defense budget versus Cambodia's $739 million. Most crucially, Thailand has F-16 fighter jets. Cambodia has almost no air defense. When the shooting started, this imbalance would prove decisive and devastating. July 24, 2025. Dawn breaks with the sound of artillery. The deadliest fighting in over a decade erupts across 12 locations along the border. Rockets scream through the air. Mortars explode in villages. A hospital in Thailand's Surin province takes a direct hit from Cambodian shelling. Civilians become casualties. The border becomes a battlefield. Thailand's response is swift and overwhelming. F-16 fighting falcons scream across the border. 2 bombs fall near the ancient Preah Vihear temple. The first use of air power in this conflict marks a terrifying escalation. Cambodia has no answer to Thailand's air superiority. The ancient temple that started this crisis now suffers the consequences. Numbers tell the story of suffering. 16 dead, 15 in Thailand, 1 in Cambodia. Dozens wounded, their lives forever changed. But the real tragedy lies in the displaced. Over 100,000 people forced from their homes. Thai families sleeping in evacuation centers. Cambodian villages emptied. Children crying, not understanding why their world has suddenly become a war zone. Every escalation makes peace harder to achieve. Every death demands revenge. Every bombing creates new grievances. Thailand's acting prime minister warns the conflict could develop into war. Hun Sen calls for total victory. Moderate voices disappear. Extremists gain influence. The window for peaceful resolution narrows with each passing hour. The F-16s return to base. The artillery stops. But this isn't peace. This is the calm before a greater storm, because both sides have crossed lines they can never uncross. Ancient temples have been bombed. Sovereign territory has been violated. Blood has been spilled. And in the halls of power in Bangkok and Phnom Penh, men who have never known war are making decisions that could plunge 10 million people into catastrophe. The world is watching Thailand and Cambodia, waiting to see if Southeast Asia's longest peace will shatter completely. The next 48 hours will determine whether this border skirmish becomes a regional war. History is holding its breath. This isn't just about Thailand and Cambodia anymore. This is about whether international law matters, whether ancient grievances can destroy modern nations, whether leaders will choose wisdom or warfare. The temple that has stood for 1,000 years has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. It has survived conquest, colonization, and civil war. But it may not survive the political ambitions of men who see war as the solution to problems that diplomacy could solve. The people fleeing their homes tonight don't care about colonial maps or national pride. They care about survival. They care about returning home. They care about peace. The question now is whether their leaders care about the same things.